Hello friends, in this video we will see what are arrays. So if we want to save, for example, 100 values, so it will be difficult to create 100 variables and difficult to remember or access 100 variables. So instead what we can do is we can use arrays. Arrays is a structure which uses, which will help us to save similar set of data. If we want to say 100 int, we can save it in a one variable. We can, if we want to save 100 float, we can use one variable name. So we will not get into character arrays in this video. We will see character arrays in a different video. We will see only integer and float arrays. So when we say int a of 10, so 10 is the size of the array, so 10 memory location will be allocated, and each memory location is addressed by index number. So it starts from 0, so the index starts from 0. So every memory location has an address now, sorry, name, variable name. Now to access the first memory location we have to use a of 0. So access second memory location we have to use a of 1. To access third memory location we have to use a of 2. To access the 10th memory location we have to use a of 9. So whenever we print a of 9, the value inside this location will be printed. So 7 is the index here, 6 is the index here, 5 is the index here, or the location number. You can also call as a location number. So the location number or the index starts from, arrays are 0 indexed, starts from 0. So if the size of the array is 10, the last index will be 9. If the size of the array is 20, the last index will be 19. So you can, if the size of the array is 50, or if the size of the array is 23, the last index will be 22. So we can use index to access the elements. So to initialize the array, we can initialize like this: int a of 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a of 0 contains 4, a of 1 contains 5, a of 2 contains 6, a of 3 contains 7, a of 4 contains 8. You see, this will be the values in the memory location: a of 0, 5, a of 1, 5, a of 2, 6, a of 3, 7, a of 4, 8. So we'll see first example how to input values into an array. So we'll create a variable int I. This is used for a loop. It's a loop variable. So we use int a of 5. So we are allocating 5 memory locations. So all are of type int. So you cannot save a float and an int in the same array. So we will iterate through the loop. We say I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. So in initial condition I is equal to 0, we are initializing it, and we are checking the condition here. So 0 less than 5 is true. So the for loop is executed. So scanf statement is executed and it takes input. Here you can see we are taking an integer for the value a of I. I is currently 0. So we are taking value to a of 0. So once this is executed, it comes back to the loop altering statement. It increments I to 1. So I 1 less than 5 is true. So we scan the value, the input value for a of 1. Again after this I increments to 2. So 2 less than 5 is true. We'll take value for a of 2. Again I increments to 3. 3 less than 5 is true. A of 3. We'll take the value for a of 3. And again I increments to 4. 4 less than 5 is true. We'll take input to the a of 4. And I increments to 5. 5 less than 5 is false. So we can take from 0 to 4. Using a for loop, we can take input values into an array. So I is equal to 0. We'll see how it exactly happens here. I is equal to 0. So the value input at a of 0 first. Next I is equal to 1. So a of I. Next I is equal to 2. A of 2 we take input as 77. For example, assume that user will enter 77. Next we enter 44. It goes to a of 3. Next we enter 99. It goes to a of 4. When I is equal to 5, the condition fails and the loop stops. So this way we can enter values into an array. So we'll see example 2. So in this we can use float array. So float array is similar. we have allocated 10 memory locations of type float, so you can save float values here. So everything is similar to an integer array. The index starts from 0. The last index will be 9 if the array size is 10. So you can put values like this, a 4.8, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can put values like this. So when you assign a value like this, 4.88, 5.02, it will be saved like this in the memory. So you can say initialize the array like this. Or if you want to initialize an array using a loop, you can do the similarly. You can use a for loop. So everything is same what we saw earlier. So when I is equal to 0, 66.22, if the user enters 66.22, it will be saved in A of 0. When user enters 33.78, and it will be stored in A of 1. Next, when I is equal to 2, user enters 20.90, it will be saved in A of 2. When I is equal to 3, user enters 13.89, so it will be saved in A of 3. When I is equal to 4, user enters 12.12, so it will be saved in A of 4. So when I is equal to 5, the loop stops. So it is our duty to stop the loop. We have to make a condition such that it will go only from 0 to 4. So how to output the values? Okay. Here we are declaring a variable I for loop. A of 5. 5 is the size of the array. So we have not taken an input. I have not shown the input here. So you can use the same for loop which we already used for input, the scanf statement. After that, you have to write one more for loop like this for the output. So I is equal to 0, I less than 5. So it prints for all the values A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4. And when I is equal to 5, it exits out of the loop. Friends, in this video we saw uh, how array will be. So how we can input the value into an array and we can take output using, usually for loop can be used. You can also use while loop or do while loop, but most of the times for loop is the best friend for arrays. So you can use for loop to take input to an array, or if you want to give output, you can use for loop to give output. Friends, in the next video we'll see some programs of arrays. Thank you for watching this video.